With the NBA on hiatus due to the coronavirus, I thought it's about time for a new NBA mock draft. This draft has some fantastic talent at the top, including the most polarizing player in years, Lamelo Ball. So going off the NBA standings as they left, let's go over my 2020 NBA mock draft. With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select James Wiseman. The Warriors are going to be a title contender next season without a doubt. Steph will be fully healthy, Clay will be back, and they have young quality role players in Andrew Wiggins, Alec Burks, and Eric Pascal. Draymond will finally be back to full effectiveness, and that leaves one hole in the Warriors. A defensive anchor inside that can dominate the boards, and that's James Wiseman. Wiseman is a dominant player down low, fantastic scoring ability and athleticism near the basket, but has shown some shooting ability. The biggest thing Wiseman will bring to the Warriors is his athleticism and shot blocking on the defensive end. Having a fantastic defensive player like Wiseman backing up the Warriors' defense will make them extremely hard to deal with on both ends of the floor. Wiseman won't have an amazing year stat-wise, but watch for him to be the perfect player to revitalize the Golden State Warriors' title hopes. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Anthony Edwards. This pick really isn't based on fit to me. The Cavaliers could go for Denny Avdija, but Edwards is too talented to pass up here. The Cavs could bring out a three-headed attack in Sexton, Darius Garland, and Edwards, similar to the way OKC used Dennis Schroeder, Chris Paul, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Edwards is an all-around player. There are really no glaring weaknesses in his game. He averaged 19, 5, and 5 for Georgia this past year, while becoming one of the best perimeter defenders we saw in the SEC. Edwards is really built in the mold of Victor Oladipo, and just like Oladipo, will have to improve his three-point shooting and playmaking in order to ascend to the top of the NBA. He has the athleticism and all the other tools. Now all he needs to do is polish his game and become a fantastic NBA player. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Lamelo Ball. Imagine a backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Lamelo Ball along with Karl Anthony Towns. Talk about an offensive assault and no defense. Lamelo has the biggest upside of any player in this draft. He's 6'9", a dynamic playmaker, sharpshooter, and sneaky athlete. Lamelo will give the Timberwolves another ball handler to take some of the burden off D'Angelo, and will make the Timberwolves one of the most offensively potent teams in the NBA. Their defense, however, may become somehow worse. Obviously, you aren't drafting Lamelo for defense. You give him the ball and let him go to work, and that seems to play well with the style of basketball that D'Angelo Russell and Karl Towns play, fast-paced and shooting at will. Lamelo may be buried in Minnesota for a while, but I won't be surprised at all if he runs away as the Rookie of the Year. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Denny Avdija. Sorry if I butchered that, but Deni looks like a half-baked version of Luka Doncic, that less athletic looking forward that's a shooter and a playmaker. Now Deni is much more of a shooter than playmaker, unlike Doncic, but the potential is still promising. He's barely 19 years old, has been playing professionally for Maccabi Tel Aviv in Israel since he was 16, and has averaged 13 and 6 rebounds on the Israeli national team. Deni's a sharpshooter, which fills in with the Hawks' strategy of shooting more than any team in the league. Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, and Deni could form one of the best three-point shooting trios in the NBA in a couple of years, depending on Huerter and Deni's development. But with point guards dominating the early part of this draft, don't be surprised if Atlanta makes some trades to fall back into the latter top 10. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Tyrese Halliburton. The Pistons have a lot of options at number 5, but Haliburton looks like what Michael Carter-Williams was meant to be. He averaged 15, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, along with 3 steals per game as one of the best guards in the country. The Pistons are struggling for consistent guard play, with Derrick Rose dealing with injuries, so Haliburton seems like a player the Pistons could build a team around. He's a fantastic defender and most of all, a true floor general. He has amazing vision and could easily lead the rookies in assists. His shooting has come into question, but he did shoot over 40% from 3 in both seasons at Iowa State. With the 6th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Cole Anthony. The Knicks are looking for something constant at the point guard slot. Dennis Smith Jr. has been a disappointment, Elfrid Payton is not a long-term solution, and Frank Ntilikina has been a bust. Cole Anthony, given a year to slowly develop into an NBA point guard, can be a fantastic scoring point guard on a Knicks team that loves to run. Anthony is a great shooter, fantastic playmaker, and really an underrated athlete. With the 7th pick in the NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Obi Toppin. The Bulls will select Obi Toppin as he is my dark horse pick for Rookie of the Year. He's extremely athletic at 6'9", 220 pounds, can be a fantastic power forward in today's NBA. Toppin's absolutely dominated both ends in his season at Dayton, averaging 20 points on 63% field goal percentage, 8 rebounds along with a block and a steal. Toppin can really do it all. He can handle the ball in the pick and roll, can post up with great efficiency, and run in transition. The main thing with Toppin is shooting the 3-ball consistently in the NBA and being able to guard faster guards on the perimeter. With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Onyeka Okongwu. Okongwu has skyrocketed up many different rankings to become a top 10 player. Okongwu is a true modern center. He's only 6'9", but he's incredibly strong and has great athleticism and skill for his size. Okongwu is a great defender. He averages 3 blocks and a steal per game and can really guard the perimeter with surprising skill. He has great footwork, finishes well around the basket, and is a force inside. With Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier starting guards, Okongwu would provide great defensive pressure to help the Charlotte Hornets. With the 9th pick in the NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Isaac Okoro. Okoro is the Swiss Army knife of this draft. He does a little bit of everything and reminds me a lot of a more athletic Kyle Anderson. He's known for his perimeter defense. As a wing, he can guard multiple positions. He's extremely active, can handle the ball and score in the post, but where he really needs to develop is on the offensive end. He needs to develop a play style, since it's kind of unknown right now, and really develop his outside shooting to survive as a wing in the NBA today. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Killian Hayes. Hayes is a combo point guard from France. He's 6'5" with a 6'7" wingspan and is very athletic and has a great first step. He has flashes of great playmaking and is a solid defender, but the main problem lies with his shooting. But with Devin Booker alongside him at shooting guard, that shouldn't be a major problem. Guys, that was my 2020 NBA mock draft. Be sure to let me know what you thought of my top 10 and tell me where I went wrong. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.